Hello, hello, hello. It is I, Ilamor, and I'm with you going on another Vikings Settlers trip. This is the Vikings Mission 1. With Pioneers of Pagonia a couple of weeks off, I thought I'd endeavour to do a few of these videos. And the mission is pretty simple here. We're starting off in one corner of the map. The pirates, the enemy, are in grey. There's another enemy who's in red, don't really know what they're doing. And then there are friends who are in yellow. We have to defeat the greys and reach the yellows. This is my second time playing through this mission because the first time through I forgot to record. So I am going to shortcut it a little bit, but actually I'm going to complete it in much the same way that I did the first time. And start off by making our grid. I've already decided what I'm going to do here. I'm going to set up a forestry area on the right. I'm going to get some fishing to the north. I'm going to put farms all the way down the left-hand side, and then I'm going to expand out to get iron, which is in the mountains, to the right or to the east. There's also a bit of stone that we'll mine before reaching stone mines. So yeah, we're setting up our grid system, and the thing that I'm going to do here is just expand until we reach the enemy. And then I'll bring you back and you can see how it's going. Alright, as you can see, my barracks there just being completed. I've got loads of woodcutters because I want to get rid of the trees so that I can put farms in where they're needed. You can see my first two farms going away. That's nice. I'm going to hook them up with a windmill and a baker once these trees are deforested. Alright, and there's the first enemy, and you can see the claws of the wolf, and you can read that if you want to. Basically, I'm going to leave that red house there as a buffer. I don't want to face the wolves until I start producing lots and lots of soldiers, and that's going to be a little bit difficult. So yep, that's the first place that we're going to have to reach and destroy. But I'm largely going to play my own game, set up a thriving economy in my own little corner until I can overwhelm our enemies. Alright, so I've noticed there's room for a couple more farms up here. I can put fishermen around there, so just get a couple more farms in. Farms, as you remember, they're so useful. They're pretty efficient. You need 2 farms per mine, basically. And the amount of space that they take up is the real kind of trouble. I'm going to want, in order to get soldiers, I think at least 6 farms, 6 mines, and 1 brewery. So we're going to need like 11 farms or something. Can't do math. 13 farms, and so yeah, we want to max out our farm space, and that means some planning, of course, because we need to leave room for the fields, and that's what I'm doing here with this road layout. The next thing we're going to do is just build a stronghold up close to the border. This is going to be where really we're trying to expand to be able to get resources, and so that's what I'm doing here, fitting it into my grid system. Not that you have to, I just really like things to all line up, but obviously the terrain up there in the northeast is going to limit our ability to do that. That's absolutely fine though, I don't mind. More room for farms over here. Just do need to make sure that we don't limit ourselves too much. We are going to need some room for windmills and bakers. I did look at my resources. I've only got 1 rolling pin. I've only got 1 baker. So we are going to need to get a metalworks as soon as possible, really, to be able to get more bakers and more fishermen as well. All right, with the trees gone, we're building more farms, and so time to get some more well and some more windmills, and we're building our bakery up here. We're just kind of sticking them on the side so they don't interfere with any of the other traffic, and yeah, maybe not the best place for them, given that they're going to have to be delivered to the mines on the other side of the map, but you know what, it's just a nice little piece of space that I'm going to utilize. And with our first stronghold manned, we're going to build another stronghold, and I did plan this out. They're 5 spaces apart, so 5 is the minimum distance, so I made sure we'd be able to build right there. And so we're going to build our stronghold, and we're going to build some coal mines up here because there's coal in them there hills, and That way we're going to sneak round the north side of our red enemy there, and keep using him as a buffer to the grey, who are more aggressive as well. So yeah, continuing with the deforestation, and up in the north you can just see it. I've started replanting with foresters up there in the north as well. So the economy is going well. There's no traffic jams anywhere, and we've got plenty of space right now to build a few more farms, especially when we get rid of our woodcutters. So yeah, gonna bring you back once we find some iron. All right, so we've manned our latest stronghold. We can build another coal mine right next to it, but the trees are in the way, so that's why I'm building another woodcutter. We'll get rid of that guy because he's not, or those guys, because they're not getting any more trees, and we'll just try and clear the trees to the northeast there, so that we can start building maybe some more woodcutters and eventually a watchtower or something up here in this area. So yeah, that's what we're doing. As you see, the farms on the left hand side all built, but now I don't have enough scythes, so I'm out of farmers. So again, going to need a metalworks as soon as possible. And I think the good news here is that we've got plenty of space for other buildings in our infrastructure. The one that we are going to need to build is a storehouse at some point to start storing the coal and eventually the iron, and then the tools and the soldiers. So we'll get there, but in the meantime we'll keep building up our food network. All right, we don't have any iron, we don't have any tools yet, but it's never too early to start setting our global economy settings. So I know what I'm going to need, and I'm just going to set those high. We only have one boiling pot, so we can only get one smelter at the moment, and I'm going to want at least 2, maybe 3. So we'll make that high for now, turn that down later. We're going to need loads of miners, we're going to need loads of scythes, we're going to need fishermen, we're going to need bakers, and then there's a few things like shovels and hammers that I always just kind of leave on low. So that's the settings that I'm going to do for now, and I am actually just going to set scythes to be the first thing. Let's move our military settings so that all other buildings are manned. Our coal mine up to full, iron at half, gold at a quarter, stone at a quarter is what I normally do. We never have any pig farms, so get rid of those. And the brewery at about a quarter. Mills get all my grain. The smithy, I want to get twice as much metal as the metalworks, because you need twice as many weapons to get soldiers, and similarly for wood. Bakery, you're going to get that all, brewery half, again just because you need so much more food than you do beer for soldiers. So those are my settings. Make sure I get those in before we start producing, and then we'll keep building out our road system while we wait for the terrain up here to become available. And there it is, it's become available. And I could build a barracks, but I'm not going to. I'm going to build a woodcutter, get rid of this guy because he can't cut down any more trees. He's reached his limit. His limit, of course, is 6 spots from, or 6 journeys from the building. So he has trouble going out towards the east. But yeah, so we'll get a new woodcutter, and then we'll have plenty of space to build a barracks and really utilize that terrain. The one thing that I am disappointed about here is we can no longer do our grid system, but we will sacrifice efficiency for actually being able to do it. And you just trying to figure out the best way here, but I think we found it basically. Alright, so we've got a watchtower. Get rid of our woodcutter now, he can go and work somewhere else, and we can put in our iron mines. So we're going to have 3 coal mines. So 2 coal going to iron smelters, 1 coal going to the smithy, and we're going to have 2 iron mines, both going to the iron smelters, and that will, one of those will eventually make its way to the metalworks, one to the smithy. So we will even everything out there, and just connecting this up through our road system as efficiently as possible given the terrain. So yeah, we should very quickly be able to start producing more tools, which will mean more food to be able to supply these mines, and then more weapons, so that we can start to increase our military. All right, here is where we're going to put our metalworking village. We've kind of laid it out already. And now everything's built, everything's starting to work, which is great. And you'll see I actually put a donkey farm up there to the north with a well. That's all they really need, although they will need some grain as well. And that's because I'm noticing that I've got a few roads that could be bottlenecks. And so I want to, as soon as possible, get donkeys onto them so we can double the amount of traffic that can go back and forth. So yeah, don't often do a donkey farm. It's not often necessary, but in this case, I thought it was. Apart from that, it's really now a waiting game to get the metalworks and to get the tools for all the people that we need, and just really start producing soldiers. No sign of any gold so far, so we can't do any general production. But yeah, we're basically just going to have to overwhelm them through force of numbers. And for those of you who like the statistics, you can see size of territory is pretty static, but if you look at number of buildings, we're close. Number of settlers, we're winning. Size of state of the economy, we're doing well. And it's really military strength that we care about. Our soldier production is happening. So we're coming to the point where we're close to our enemy. And pretty soon we'll have overtaken them, and then we'll start the attack. You can see that we've got stone roads now on the most used, and so donkey production, hopefully we'll get some donkeys on there. The grey team has found a way to limit us, so they've destroyed one of my iron mines, which I'm quite frustrated about. And so now I think I'm just going to go on the attack. I still like having this red guy as a buffer. I don't really want to attack him, so if possible I'm not going to. I'm just instead going to attack this guy. So let's start the attack music and let's go. Well, we won, of course, or did we? Because there's no way to connect this building up to my other settlements. So, and also, the Viking warriors have got reinforcements, and so they've got more soldiers, fresher soldiers. So, although we were winning soldier-wise, now we're not. They've got more than we have. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult to expand. Unfortunately, I think we will have to destroy our red buffer. Alright, so we did take them, and if we're looking at military strength over the last hour, you can see that kind of big spike of their grey was when they got the reinforcements. So we've taken a little bit of land, but now we're just going to stop really and keep building up our soldiers until we've got more than they have, because we don't want to weaken ourselves too much and open ourselves up to a counterattack. And you see we don't really have enough soldiers at the moment to be able to go on the offensive. So it's a waiting game now, and we will wait and then we will destroy. Alright, the waiting is over. We now have more soldiers than they do once again, and so we are going to go on the attack. Alright, so time to take advantage of the resources that we've claimed. We'll get a coal mine, we'll get a gold mine, and we'll start producing coins, we'll start producing generals, and then pretty much it is game over, because we will overcome relatively easily. So yeah, again, a little bit of a wait while we generate our generals. And as you can see, our general generator is underway. I can't believe I didn't come up with that name earlier in my career, to the general generator. And so we're going to spend a bit of time just getting these generals through, producing them, and then, forcing the issue. I'm not a fan of that catapult. They didn't have stone before. I might have to speed up my destruction of their territory so they don't hit our soldiers, because we are vulnerable to catapults. All right, their catapult did do some damage. It did actually take down that watchtower it was firing at, and so look at them firing again. So in response, I'm going to attack his headquarters and utterly destroy him. That's my plan. And in fact, there it is. They've succumbed. We have won. Well, no, we haven't won. We've completed half of the mission. We still need to get down to the portal, and we haven't managed to destroy that one catapult, which is kind of annoying. So we will have to keep on advancing. Well, that didn't take too long. We reached our Nubian friends, and yeah, mission over. There's the peaceful Nubians and the boat that's going to carry us, I assume, to the next island. You can see some outliers of the pirates still exist. I'm not going to show you my destruction of them, but I will actually wipe them out. And then give the Nubians back their land. That's the kind of player I am. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. The strategy was pretty simple. Build up a very stable economy in a small space. Keep the buffer for as long as possible while we build up our strength. And then overcome with numbers because we didn't have gold. And then get gold and overcome with strength, with quality. So there we are. That's the end of this first watch along. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely day. Hope this encourages you to get the Settlers to Vikings edition. If you need to figure out how to do that, there's plenty of help on Discord and forums, and you could also just message me in the comments if you'd like to, and I can discuss that with you. Have a lovely day. See you next time. Bye-bye.